to module number 1, syllabus area 1 overview. What are the contents of syllabus area that we would cover in module number 1? On the next slide, we have a list of the content areas that we would cover in syllabus area number 1 overview. At learning level 1 recall, we will look into the definitions of portfolio. What do we mean by portfolio and what do we mean by portfolio management? We will look into the portfolio management model and the relationship between principles, cycles, practices, and relevant techniques. We will look into the names of the portfolio definition practices. There are 5 portfolio definition practices. We shall look into the names of them. And there are 7 portfolio delivery practices, and we shall look into the names of those practices. And at level 2, identify, we shall examine the differences between portfolio and portfolio management and project management and programs/program management. There's often a confusion in terms of the difference between a project, a program, and portfolio. It's good to understand the differences between these elements. And we would also look into the local circumstances that will affect how the MoP principles and practices will be adapted, and how cost-effective approaches can be adopted. And finally, we shall look into the objectives and benefits of portfolio management. So let's start with the definitions. Over here on this particular slide, we have the definition of a portfolio and portfolio management. Now, portfolio is defined as a totality of an organization's investment or segment thereof. By segment, we could refer to the departments within an organization. By segment, we could refer to the functions of an organization. For example, IT department of an organization is a segment. HR division of the organization is a segment. So we could have a portfolio thinking at the segment level, or we could think about portfolio at the enterprise or organizational level. So portfolio is defined as a totality of an organization's investment or segment thereof in the changes required to achieve its strategic objectives. Good to keep the definition in mind. They might ask you a question in the exam on the definition. What do we mean by portfolio management then? Portfolio management is a coordinated collection of strategic processes. Now, I can give you an example of a strategic process. Now, in a lot of organizations, they generally have a project intake process. In other words, how are ideas documented? How does a project go through a journey from ideation through concept, through initial approval from some decision makers within the organization? And how does it kind of make its way into the portfolio pipeline? Now, that is an example of a strategic process. So similar to that, you have multiple other processes. And portfolio management is a coordinated collection of all the strategic processes and decisions that together enable the most effective balance of organizational change and business as usual. So good to kind of keep this definition in perspective. Some few additional observations in the context of the definition. The portfolio won't include all business change. Some will be delivered via the performance management systems. A lot of organizations adopt a way of determining what would be the change initiatives that would be covered as a part of the portfolio management. Let's say, for example, any project that is greater than, let's say, $500,000 would be the scope of portfolio management. If it is not of that particular value, it would be managed via the performance management system. That is just an example. The second point over here, the focus in MoP is on the management of the change initiatives that are delivered via formalized project and program management methodologies. Now, in a lot of organizations, we might undertake change initiatives which could be quite informal in nature. We could use light project management, agile kind of methodologies, but the whole idea of MoP is to make sure that we deliver change initiatives via a formalized project and program management methodologies. The scope of portfolio management includes ensuring the organization invests and continues to invest in the right initiatives and delivers them the right way, which focuses on delivery at a collective level. Hence, scheduling of initiatives may be suboptimal at the project program level in the wider interest of the portfolio. And it kind of encompasses not just completion on time and to budget, but also in terms of benefits realization. A couple of key ideas over here. One is the fact that we make sure that we undertake initiatives which are right. In other words, initiatives which are strategically aligned with the organization. And once we determine that this is the right project for us, we got to make sure that we deliver that in the right way using the right project and program management methodologies. And it is a collective work that we do at a portfolio level. And we not only look at delivering initiatives within time and on budget, but we also make sure that we collectively realize the benefits that pertain to the portfolio. Let me take you now to the concept of the portfolio management model and a bit of explanation. So on the right side of your screen, you see a couple of cycles. One is called the portfolio definition cycle, and the other one is a portfolio delivery cycle. And right around this oval shape are the 5 principles of MoP. Let me take you through the content of this particular slide. The 5 principles represent the foundations upon which effective portfolio management is built. The 5 principles are senior management commitment, governance alignment, strategy alignment, portfolio office, and energized change culture.